Voters in the two Rivers constituencies are now participating in what INEC describes as a key test of the newly enacted Electoral Act 2026, with the outcomes expected to shape local political dynamics ahead of wider elections. Arise News correspondent Andy Omano joins us now from Rivers State for more updates about the ongoing by-election. Thank you for joining us, Andy. Help us to feel the pulse of the people in your environment. What's voter turnout like?
Well, Omobola, thank you so much. It's always a great privilege to be on a platform. So far, so good. The elections have been ongoing. I must qualify it. It is a by-election in two constituencies in Rivers State, Constituency 2 and Ahoda East Constituency 2. As I speak with you now, we are in Kana local government area, precisely in Opoku Ward 16, where the APC candidate participating in this by-election just exercised her franchise. For the areas now it's been peaceful, and those who does have the legitimacy to vote have done so. What they are waiting for is the results of Omobola.
An idea of what happened, why we're having this by-elections. What are the stakes at these elections, you think?
Well, the stakes likely going to be there is that at the end of the day, we would see who eventually wins the day. But it does seem, I will not want to mention any political platform, but from what we have noticed between morning and now, it does seem like I feel it is a one-horse race, as it were. And the other political parties, I really have not noticed their presence so far. One major political party is what has been leading the pack between morning and now. But we wait very tenaciously to see what the results will come out with.
You know, it goes without saying that the APC appears to be the only party, especially in these elections. Looking at all of the precedent, some political commentators have said that the elections would be or maybe a walkover for the APC, especially with the absence of key opposition political parties like the PDP and ADC. And I'm sure those are the parties you were avoiding, you didn't want to mention earlier. But I'd like you to maybe look at the situation and make some analysis of what you think this would turn out like to be, because of the fact that what's the stance of the voters, especially seeing that some of the parties they may want to vote for are not on the ballot.
Well, Omobola, I must thank you for putting the nail on the head. ADC and the People's Democratic Party are not on the ballot in these two constituencies by-election in Rivers State. And that, for me, is a big blow to those who still hold on to those two political platforms. Then the other lesser political platform, I want to call them, for instance, in Kana Constituency 2, 5 candidates are participating in today's by-elections. But I haven't really seen a trace of 1, 2, 3 of those other 2 candidates. So what that means is a one-horse race. What is likely going to be the implication of what is happening today in subsequent election? That this is going to rub off negatively in the performance of these other 2 political parties unless they wake up. 1 or 2 of my colleagues here have described as their political slumber. So they must wake up if the trend is going to change in 2026. Because like you rightly said in the intro, what election signify is is a prelude to what is to happen in 2026. And if we are having a one-horse race, and if this is replicated in 2027 general election, I think that is not what Nigerians and those who believe so much in the tenets of democracy are expecting. Nigerians and those who believe in tenets of democracy are expecting party legislature, fair competition, and a very, very robust performance. Robust participation, I should say, by those who are eligible to vote. Omobola.
I can see those electoral officials behind you more or less in a relaxed mood, as it were. So tell us, what has been the logistics provision like? And in terms of voter turnout, we know already it's more like a one-horse race, as it were. But just give us a sense of the scenario behind you.
Yes, this is the voting point, as you can see behind me. These are the officials who are participating in today's process, and this is the voting what's it called, after being accredited here, you come here to cast your ballot, and that is what has been happening for the past couple of 1.5 to 2 hours. But of course, you know, this is a by-election, and it's happening in only one constituency. That is Kana constituency 2. In Kana local government area, 19 constituencies. So today's election is going on in just one out of the 19. So it's expected. But this is not the only place we visited. And now that I'm having this live cross, we visited of other voting. The population we saw here is more impressive than what we've seen in some other places. And along the road in some markets, people are going about their normal duties. So, and when we did ask questions, what one or two persons who are in position to answer that question did was that it kinda is, the constituency in which this election is happening is rural, and so maybe some of the eligible voters decided to go to their farms, return before they can exercise their franchise, given that the time this will elapse is between 3:30 and 4 later today.
We also know that this is happening at a time where recent political crisis, the 3-year political crisis in the state, has just been resolved. We must thank you for your contribution and update from Rivers State. Andy Omano, Arise correspondent.